A lot of people have weird relationships with their kids. You'll notice that there's some people who maybe they're great parents when their kids are toddlers, but then they really struggle through the teenage years, and then they might become great parents again when their children are like done college. Other people end up having a great relationship all the way through until college. There's all sorts of different times where the parent-child relationship can become really strained. And I think this is because people don't truly understand the relationship that they're having and how the parent-child relationship changes over time. So I want to talk about that. So let's start out. We've got a baby. Okay. What is that? What is your relationship to the baby? And it's basically the same relationship you have to a house plant. Okay. Wherever you put it, that's where it stays. And whatever it needs, you have to provide it. It has zero ability to provide for itself, and it really can't really tell you what it needs. You have to sort of pay attention to it and learn to understand the signals, just like a house plant. Then it gets a bit older. Now it's a toddler. Now it's a little better at telling you what it needs. You still have to do some interpreting, and it can move around and get into a lot more trouble. So you've got to be attentive for that. This is much more like the relationship you might have with a pet. Okay, so that's the relationship with that age of a child. And then the child gets older, and now it is fairly self-sufficient. It can certainly tell you what it needs. You still have to give it a good bit of support, but your primary goal now is to teach the child to do the job that we call life. And this is like you're the manager and they're the employee. And this is the stage where I see most parents start to mess things up. They don't know, are they a friend? And you can be a friend with your employees, just like you can be a friend with your children. But you've got to recognize that there is a relationship here, that you are in a different position than they are. You're not buddies with them. You're not on the same plane as them. You're not peers with them. That's what I should have said. You're not their peer. You're their parent. But you can be their friend and their parent. You're just not their peer. So you're teaching them. You're laying down boundaries so they learn things. All your actions with your child at this age have to be based around the idea of teaching them, because your goal basically as the manager of this business is to teach your employees so that one day they can go on and form a new franchise of this business, a new franchise of the family, their own family. So you've taught your children to do that. Now they're older, they've built their own business, and you're still getting older. Now you're peers. Now you can be peers with your children, and you can enjoy that part of your life together if that's what you've always wanted. But then eventually you're going to start to lose your faculties. And hopefully you had a good enough relationship with your children that when you get to a stage, you might have to move in with them and become an employee in their business, in their family. You come in and now they're in charge and you're that. And you've got to recognize you're no longer the manager. You can be there to advise, but you're not the manager anymore. And then as your faculties decline and you get older, you could eventually become a house pet, and then you could even become a house plant. So be nice to your children so they don't forget to water you one day.